I don't know how you have the spiritual and emotional energy to be around people that much.
They always do what I tell them to do. If you ignore all of the bad stuff, how are you ever gonna prevent the bad stuff from happening?
I mean, how could you if you don't set any boundaries?
Why spend so much time dotting your T's and crossing your I's when there's just so much life to live? They just go back and forth on what they want. Just make up your mind. I mean, they look at these situations objectively and make wise choices. They don't seem to live in the real world. They want people to check in on them when they're going through the pit of despair. They scare me. I made a video about Enneagram types describing themselves, but then I got to thinking, what if I make a video about Enneagram types describing other Enneagram types, and that concept delighted me? So here you go. If you don't know who I am, hello, I'm Abby, and this is my YouTube channel dedicated to helping you discover you. I put out new videos every Thursday, so subscribe if you haven't already, and it means so much to me and to YouTube if you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Keep in mind that these depictions are made to explore the Enneagram in a funny and lighthearted way. I am not the end-all be-all of who you are as a person, but I do hope that I can make you laugh. Let's get into it.
Type 2s are special people. They'll always be there for you. In fact, I think the one person that they won't always be there for is themselves. It's tough to look inward and see what's going on in your inner world. I mean, 2s look inward and they see some feelings and they're like, see you later, bye. And then they go fill that gaping hole within all of us by seeking approval from other people. Honestly, it sounds exhausting. I don't know how you have the spiritual and emotional energy to be around people that much.
Like, they literally live to help other people. Not that that's not admirable, because it totally is, but like, what do they want? Like, what brings them joy? What do they want to add to the world? What's their significance? I'm literally asking the question because I don't know. Every time I've asked a type 2, they deflect and ask me how I'm doing. Type 3s make structure out of chaos. And we need people like that because this world is freaking turbulent. I can always count on type 3s to make what feels overwhelming into a very manageable task. I don't know if I should say this or not. Can we stop recording? No? Okay, well, I guess I'll say it because I know you guys need me to for the video. Well, if I had to say something about type 3s, it's that they can sometimes come off as inauthentic. You know, it's important to be real. You know, it's important to be trustworthy and honest. And sometimes I feel like 3s just don't quite make that connection. Like just the other day, I saw my type 3 friend crying and I was like, hey, what's wrong? And she was like, nothing, it's just allergies. Nothing, just allergies. If you cover up all your emotions, if you ignore all of the bad stuff, how are you ever gonna prevent the bad stuff from happening? But again, I could be totally wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know my name. Type 5s are a tough nut to crack, but believe me, I try. They want to feel knowledgeable and competent, and sometimes they get a little bit too into the preparation side of things and forget to actually participate in life. You know what I mean? That's okay. That's why they have friends like me to help them. One thing I love about my 5 friends is they make the best decisions. I mean, they look at these situations objectively and make wise choices. How freaking cool. I always feel secure when my type 5 friend says, I've looked at all the options and we're eating at Chipotle. I know, without a doubt, that Chipotle is the very best option for us. And I mean, how could it not be with those chicken quesadillas? Am I right? They're so good. Type 1s? Oh my God, I know so many type 1s. They're amazing. They fight for justice, they always get things done, and they're such loyal friends, you know? One thing that might be a little annoying, not to me, of course, because I think they're amazing and nothing is ever annoying. But one thing that might be annoying to some people is that 1s can be Debbie Downers. You only get to live one life. I mean, why spend so much time dotting your T's and crossing your I's when there's just so much life to live in a big, crazy, messy way, you know? I guess I just want 1s to know that they're enough, you know? They don't have to appease anybody. They don't have to appease themselves. Like, they are enough just the way they are, and who they are is amazing.
I don't understand type 2s, so I don't feel comfortable describing them. Although 2s probably have no problem describing me, even though nobody knows who I really am. However, there are certain traits I've observed over the years. 2s are all about connection. They want to help people. They want to be around people. It's enough to make you want to puke. They're like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going and going and going. Their energy never gets depleted. Like, how do they keep their inner peace when they just are meeting everybody else's expectations? It makes no sense to me. I have a working theory that type 2s don't have inner peace. I mean, how could you if you don't set any boundaries? Boundaries are what makes the world go round.
Type 6s are the person you can always count on. Sometimes I get a little wrapped up in my work and I forget to shower or brush my teeth or go to my therapy appointment, and then 6s are always there to remind me like, hey, take care of yourself, it's gonna be okay. Now, I'm not sure if they always believe that for themselves, but nobody gives a pep talk better than a type 6. The only thing that drives me crazy about type 6s is they live in this perpetual state of angst. Like, if I decide to do something, I do it. But my 6 friends, they just go back and forth on what they want. Just make up your mind, you know? If you pay this much attention to your feelings and your thoughts, you're never gonna get anything done. Better not to think about all the worst case scenarios and just keep on keeping on. Not to brag or anything, but that's how I get everything done. I just repress and ignore. Type 9s are the literal nicest people I've ever met. Sometimes a little too nice, if you know what I mean. I try to collect 9 friends because I know that I'm the only one who's gonna stick up for them. They're sure not gonna do it themselves. All the 9s in my life are incredibly hardworking, interesting people. They always do what I tell them to do. Something else I've noticed is they never show their emotions. Sometimes I'm like, hello, are you in there? Like, I know you're upset. What? I can't see anything. It's like a blank, a mask. People are gonna walk all over you if you do that. That's why when I'm upset, everybody knows. Type 7s are confusing. And I mean, they don't seem to live in the real world. This one time I was hiking with my 7 friend and we get lost. So naturally I'm freaking out, right? I'm like calling, trying to get signal so I can call the rangers. I'm stripping off pieces of my clothes so that we can leave a trail behind. And my 7 friend, she's just like, oh, we're exploring a path we've never been before. She's like climbing rocks and looking at flora and fauna. I'm like, yeah, we're going a path of death and dehydration if we don't get out of this predicament. I must be sounding like super uptight, right? Okay, to be fair, type 7s are the most loving, inclusive people I have ever met. I mean, I'm not the most easygoing person to hang out with, right? But they have never made me feel that way. I always feel cared for. It's just, they should always have GPS on them. That's all I'm saying. Enneagram 8s are tough and brave. I feel like when they were kids, they didn't feel safe enough, so now they're making up for it by protecting themselves and the ones they love, like a lion or something. I try to love them as best I can, but to be honest, they kind of scare me. Don't tell them I said that. I wouldn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but yeah, 8s scare me. It's just that when they get angry, everybody knows they're angry. It makes me want to curl up into my hermit crab shell and just wait until the anger dissipates and everything's calm again. This one time, I went out to dinner with my 8 friend and she sent food back because she was allergic to shellfish. She literally told the waiter, hey, I can't eat this. Please send me another dish. Can you imagine the inner fortitude it takes to say something like that? I mean, I'm allergic to tomatoes and you don't hear me saying anything. Waiters work hard. I don't want to make their job harder. Anyway, that's why I carry my EpiPen everywhere. You can tell a type 4 is a 4 when they say they don't have a type. They do. I know because I know my 4 friends very well, and they're all creative, intuitive, insightful, and a little bit dramatic. Plus, they never turn down a craft coffee when they're having a bad day. 4s will say that they want to be left alone, but they don't really mean that. They want people to check in on them when they're going through the pit of despair. 4s go through pits of despair quite often, but that's only because they feel so deeply, you know, the good and the bad. That's why they're so lucky to have friends like me. Made your bed for you. If you want to watch Enneagram types describe themselves, you can click here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you'll like, you can click right here. And thank you to all these beautiful patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, my Patreon link is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.